Welcome to Tale Trail. The first story is titled, Am I Wrong for Not Letting My Husband Meet Our Firstborn Child? By username Throwaway Firstborn. Please be warned that this story contains mentions of miscarriage and stillbirth. You can use the timestamps if you want to skip this story. Now let's begin. My husband has this best friend, Anna. They've been friends for a long time and dated years ago, mutually deciding that it's best for them to remain friends. I've had no problem with this relationship until now. On the day that I gave birth, Anna's brother got into a car accident. My husband got a call from her in the middle of the night and asked him if he could drop her at the hospital her brother was at, an hour away from us, since she was too scared to drive. My husband agreed, told me quickly while I was half asleep, and rushed out. A few hours later, I had contractions and called my husband. He didn't pick up after multiple tries, so I gave up and called my dad, who drove me to the local hospital, 12 minutes away. I was so scared of giving birth alone since I've had about 3 miscarriages and 1 stillborn. My husband promised me that no matter what, he'd be there for me. Guess what? He wasn't. We called multiple times while I was in labor, and when he finally picked up my dad's call when I was giving birth, saying that he'd misplaced his phone in the chaos, my dad informed him that no matter how fast he drives anymore, he's going to miss the birth of his child. Well, my husband took that as he's already screwed up, so it doesn't matter when he shows up at this point. So when he finally came, our daughter was about 5 hours old, and I'd already moved to the maternity ward. When he came, I refused to let him see our baby, did let husband hold and play with baby after discharge, because I was so high on emotions and was shaking when I saw him and didn't want it negatively affect my time with the baby. I wanted her birth to be a happy time, and I was already struggling to feed her. My husband was in a bad state and told me to please let him see her. So I told him to stand by the window and held the baby up so he could see her. I told him to then leave and he'll be allowed to interact with the baby at my father's home when we're both well and out of the hospital, and that I was most likely divorcing him. He started bawling and apologizing and defended himself by saying that Anna's brother was in serious critical condition, and although he's fine, Anna needed him. Though Anna's parents were there, she's not that close with them and she was in an unbearable state. I told him that I didn't care and that his daughter has already come second to him and all she did was be born. I'm putting my daughters and my health first and won't let her be sidelined. My husband agreed and left. However, Anna called me later and said that I was being controlling and she'd never met someone as cruel as me for not letting a father see his baby. I told her that my husband made his decision and that this was his doing, not mine. But now, I can't help feel cruel in my actions and feel like I'm depriving my baby of both her parents being together. My husband sees her a few hours each day now. Am I wrong? I feel like this is useful information and could explain why I was so mad. Anna's brother was not in a life and death situation. He had serious injuries, but most were concentrated on his legs and arm. He did have a concussion but gained consciousness soon. Anna was there along with both her parents who managed all the hospital stuff. My husband was there as an emotional support for Anna. I did let my husband see our baby. Right after I got discharged, husband saw baby, husband held baby, husband played with baby. I wanted a couple of days of rest and bonding with the baby since my emotions were so high and I was afraid if my husband was a continuous presence, I'd get stressed and something bad would happen. I told him as such. They spend time together, but I'm still cold with him. I may still be the a-hole, I don't know, but I'm still so mad at him, and it's not the first time he put Anna before me. I can forgive the other times since I could handle it, but this time was the straw. I was so scared to hold my baby because I was paranoid the minute I touch her, something would happen to her, and no one was there to comfort me. I only had my dad, but he wasn't in the delivery room, which is why I'm not too keen on forgiving my husband. Also, we both knew the baby was due any time now, so I don't understand why my husband didn't have his phone on him. We even tried reaching out to Anna, and she didn't pick up either. After he learned I was giving birth, they already knew that Anna's brother was going to be all right. He spent that time making sure that Anna was okay and feeding her, and then waiting for the brother to regain consciousness. He could have come back after seeing his daughter to talk with the brother. He would have made it back in time. So many of you got it wrong. I'm not preventing him from ever seeing his baby. That is stupid and unreasonable. He literally saw her about a day later when we were discharged and safely at my dad's home. He already didn't see her for 5 hours on purpose and put Anna first. I didn't think an additional day would make much of a difference. And it wasn't to him. He was happy to see the baby, and he spends time with her all the time. She's 2 months now. And also, I'm not mad about the fact he went to see Anna. I'm mad that he didn't think we were a high priority to rush back to. He left me so quickly in the middle of the night when I was already late. He couldn't have left Anna in the care of her parents and rushed as soon as possible. She's not a child, and she doesn't have any mental health issues either. Edit 3. So sorry for all the edits. But someone just messaged me this. What if my baby was born a stillborn again? He had no way to know since and I didn't have any contact after I gave birth. Thank the stars. My baby is healthy and well, but it was a possibility. Now for the update. Thank you everyone for your replies. I think that I was an a-hole for using my child against him and should have told him that he could hold and then asked him to leave. So the divorce is probably going to happen. My brother is looking at lawyers for me. In the midst of this whole mess, this post made me realize I never checked on Anna's brother to see how he's healing because I was so irked by Anna. I called him, and he said that he was doing well and will be out of his wheelchair soon. He asked about me and the baby and how I was doing with the split and if I was okay with my husband and Anna. I can't believe I was so oblivious. I thought they had an emotional thing going on because of this, and when I confronted my husband, he denied it and said, me and our baby were his priority and he made a mistake, and he was being dumb. Yeah, no. Anna's brother kindly informed me that he and Anna's parents thought that my husband and I split when I was 7 months pregnant and that Anna and him were back on. He showed up at the hospital as Anna's boyfriend, which is why they didn't bat an eye that he was there and not with his pregnant wife. Because apparently we split. Her brother's procedures were done well before the afternoon, so I don't know what my husband and Anna were doing for all those hours, but I don't even want to know. If you want more details, I can answer in a comment. Thanks everyone for your kind words and advice. I will be moving back home and filing for full custody. I don't want my baby growing up to be like her father or Anna. He can be a fun dad or whatever it is he wants to be. Last edit. I think I'm going to be taking a break from Reddit now because ranting on the internet doesn't seem healthy. Thanks everyone for their support. I'll take it from here. Before we move on to the second story, I would like to ask you to please like this video and subscribe to my channel as your support plays an immense role in keeping this channel running. Your kindness would honestly make a big difference and would take care of my bills. So thank you to everyone watching this video, and now let's move on to the next story, which is titled, Am I Wrong for Kicking Out My Boyfriend's Ex? By username OrangeCup21. I 36 female and my boyfriend 42 female have been together for 7 years. We have both been married and divorced before and like to be financially independent of each other and keep things pretty separate. What's mine is mine and what's his is his. I am child-free, have worked my way up in my field, and am comfortable. My boyfriend doesn't earn what I do. He pays a lot of child support and contributes, as he should, to all of his 5 kids' after-school activities. So our deal between us is, I pay all of our household bills, loans, and food, and he looks after his kids and contributes what he can to our household. 5 years ago, I bought a home for us, and I even went as far as buying a home that would suit his kids so they would feel comfortable when they came and stayed with us. This caused a lot of drama. His ex felt that I was trying to buy the children, and in her words, she only got the house to rub in how much better she thinks she is. I have always kept my distance from his ex. It was a messy divorce for them, which she blamed on me, even though I didn't meet my partner until they had been separated for nearly a year. She has a history of domestic violence towards him, and my presence makes it worse. 18 months ago, I got a great job opportunity which would mean we would need to relocate 12 hours away from our current home. After discussions between my boyfriend and me and my boyfriend and his ex, we agreed that we would make the move for my job and would rent my house to his ex for an incredibly discounted rate with the agreement that this would be for 2 years. Recently, my work circumstances have changed, and we have relocated back to our hometown again. My boyfriend and I have found a small rental in the meantime. But since coming home, his ex has become more aggressive, particularly with me. She has told my partner the children have always hated me and were only nice because of him, but don't ever want to see me again. She has accused me of trying to buy the kids love, making her look like a bad mother, and for basically being the root of all evil. Which is whatever to me. I do love the kids in my own way, but would hate to make them choose or feel uncomfortable by being around me. So we are making sure that my boyfriend spends as much time as possible with the kids and attends any sports or school events without me, and when I go away for work, they come to our house. I've suggested therapy or counseling, but the ex won't hear it, making it sound like I'm calling her a bad mother for suggesting it. The 2 years are ending, and I want my house back. Basically, the ex is saying if I'm rich enough to pay for a rental and pay a mortgage now, I should let her and the kids stay in the house, and since the kids now hate me, it would be a waste of space for just my boyfriend and me. And this situation is also leading to the kids telling my partner that they hate me even more for kicking them and their mother out of their home. My boyfriend is very torn. He just wants his kids safe and happy. Opie is voted not wrong in the comments. Let's see what the community thinks. One user says, Opie, what are you getting out of this relationship, really? Because this isn't going to end. It will just get worse. Why are you financially supporting this guy who won't stand up for you? You claim he's working hard for both you and the kids, but it doesn't seem that way. He has been letting his ex call all the shots in your relationship. Who are you in a relationship with, him or his ex? You really don't need any of this. Once they're gone from your life, you'll feel a lot better. You're fighting a losing battle. Your boyfriend will never stand up for himself and call out his ex for parental alienation and other things going on. Don't you deserve better than this? You earn a ton of money. Enjoy your life. Stop worrying about kids who will continue to hate you. Trust me, this is only going to get worse. She's teaching them to be entitled to things that aren't theirs, yet treating the person they owe like shit. Therapy won't help when their mom is whispering in their ears. Not wrong. The future looks pretty bleak with how things are going. They'll demand you for your money for college, weddings, down payments for their homes, baby-related stuff like baby showers, baby products, fertility treatments, and whatever else, while treating you like crap every step of the way. And your boyfriend will cave under every demand. The ex will egg it all on. Kick them out. Kick them all out and be free of them all. And Opie replies, a loving and healthy relationship. As above, there are lots of complexities in a relationship that can't fit into a post, but I can safely say that I have a whole and fulfilling relationship. Everything written above does come off as I finance everything, which isn't wrong, but I can, and that's a choice I have made. I have only one living family member and no children, so I am happy to help out my partner. I agree with some of the comments here that it was a terrible idea to rent to her in the first place, and I was truly naive thinking it would be appreciated by her, and honestly, if I could kick myself, I absolutely would. Isn't retrospect amazing? LOL. After some deep discussions and thought, we will be asking her to leave the house. We have a lease and agent in place, so they will handle that side of it. And my boyfriend understands the fallout. I just feel like guilt towards the children. None of this is their fault. Now for the update. I've had some messages for an update on my original post, so if you're interested in the backstory, check out my profile. But ultimately, I wasn't the asshole, I was the moron. After reading a lot of comments on my original post, I decided that while yes, I wanted my house back, I also didn't really love the idea of living in the house the nasty women had lived in for longer than I. It didn't feel like my home anymore, and I really wanted my home to feel like my home. So, I decided to sell. I spoke with my boyfriend, and he was really non-committal on the situation but said it was my decision. I gave the ex the option to stay in the home, and I would sell it as an investment property with a tenant, or she could move out. She went with going absolutely batshit crazy and decided to out hers and my boyfriend's reignited emotional love affair. As it turns out, since my boyfriend and I have returned to our hometown, and I still have to leave town frequently for work, they had gotten close again. The ex sent me an arseload of screenshots of steamy messages/pictures and long-winded messages whinging about me, and that maybe I would just let them have the house if my boyfriend and I separated, since I wouldn't need all that space. I obviously confronted my boyfriend, and he looked incredibly panicked but admitted to all and said that it was more of an emotional relationship and it had not turned physical. He was very, very sorry and embarrassed and was only leaning on her for comfort because I was away a lot. He also missed his kids, and he felt emasculated by me a lot of the time. There are plenty of other reasons and excuses not even worth mentioning. Needless to say, I am now single. I have kicked him and her out and placed the house on the market for sale. I have just put an offer on a cute little townhouse on the beach. I downloaded Tinder tonight after a few wines and thought it was a good time to let Reddit know that most of you were right on my original post. Life isn't great, but I'm sure it'll be again one day. Let's read some comments from Opie. Honestly, I'm a little bit emotional about how nice and supportive you're all being. I've been kicking myself stupid for the last few months about being so obtuse and people-pleasery about the whole situation. I'm sure those comments will come, but I can promise everyone no one is more critical than myself right now. But I just had my first match on Tinder, so I'm hoping things are looking up. One user says, felt emasculated by you? But it is completely okay and masculine when it comes to his bad-head insane ex and baby mama. Well damn. Hope he thinks it's worth it. And Opie says, it was all about the money. The main theme of the whingy messages was bloody money. Because I earned more, had more disposable income, also didn't have 5 kids. But what they both failed to see is if I work away 3 weeks a month for 12 hours a day to earn said money. Another user says, I'm glad you got rid of the deadweight. Do you know where they ended up? And Opie says, not a clue. I'm not sure if they're together or not. After I confronted him about it all, I told him he could have the rental and I would find elsewhere to live. I left my real estate agent to deal with his ex and told them some of the situation and that I didn't want to know anything other than when she was out of the house and when the house sold. So far, I've been told she left the house mid-November. The house went on the market mid-December. I've been staying willfully ignorant of their circumstances for my own sanity. It takes tremendous strength to navigate such complex relationships and make decisions for your own well-being. You've shown resilience and courage in facing these challenges head-on, choosing a path that prioritizes your happiness. Remember that you deserve a fulfilling and supportive relationship, and I'm rooting for brighter days ahead. Well, that's it, folks. Thank you for tuning into our stories today. If you found it engaging or have thoughts to share, drop a comment below. Your feedback means the world to us. If you enjoyed this, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe for more content, and hit that notification bell to stay updated. Until next time, take care.